Facial animation in Metahuman has become so realistic it honestly blew my mind. And it's surprisingly simple to create. Just look at this result.
Like that and you'll get carpal tunnel. Then you'll have to explain to a doctor that you got injured playing as a psychotic killer doll. Think of the paperwork, man!
Insane, right? So in this video, we will dive into how you can use Unreal's Metahuman Performance Editor to generate a custom lifelike facial animation from an existing audio file and then refine it further using the face control board in your level sequencer. So let's get started. To generate a custom voice, ElvenLabs is the absolute best tool I have come across. You can design completely customized voices simply using prompt. Even the free version lets you create up to 3 custom voices. Once my custom voice was ready, I went to the text to speech section where from the voice drop down I selected the custom voice I created. I actually used Google Gemini to generate some sample dialogues from a game, then picked one of them for the text input and clicked generate.
Keep wiggling the mouse like that.
This gave me a couple of variations to choose from, and I picked the one that sounded best, downloaded the speech file, and imported the audio into Unreal Engine. You can create the Metahuman Performance asset from the Metahuman tab in your context menu. Once inside the editor, I added my Metahuman face mesh as the visualization mesh. Since we are adding existing audio file over here, we need to have the input type as audio. And then I clicked process. Okay, the processing is completed, so let's test it out now.
Keep wiggling the mouse like that and you'll get carpal tunnel.
This looks insanely realistic. I actually got goosebumps watching it. Just imagining the possibilities of creating such lifelike facial animations for my game is very exciting. Alright, so from here let's export the animation. Now I'm going to apply the exported animation to my character's face mesh and preview it in the viewport. You will notice that the head is being detached from the body while this animation is played. That is because the body currently is not synchronized with the facial animation. For now, I will just apply the same animation to the body so that it's in sync with the head. However, when you're recording a performance capture, you will want to keep the body animation and head movement perfectly in sync. Or if you want to do it in animation blueprint in runtime, you might want to add this facial animation as additive to the existing body animation setup. I will cover that in a separate video where I can show you around how to make use of multiple different facial animations in runtime with the existing animation.
Think of the paperwork, man!
Now let's talk about modifying the facial animation, because often we are not completely satisfied with the first output and need to make adjustments. For example, in this case, my character is not blinking that much, or at least it's not very prominent, so I want to add some blinking on top of the existing animation that you're seeing right now. To do that, we will use the facial control board inside the control rig. We will handle this through sequencer. So first, let's export the performance as a level sequence. This will generate a sequence that already includes the audio file. Next, we will bring in our existing Metahuman character from the viewport. Before proceeding, make sure to remove the default control rigs that come with it. We need to first add the correct animation setup. Apply the animation to both the face and body tracks to get everything properly aligned. If you have a corresponding body animation that is in sync with the facial animation, then you can add that as well over here.
Keep wiggling the mouse like that and you'll get carpal tunnel.
Now I'm going to add the control rig for the face. To do that, I will click on this plus icon and under the control rig section, I will select the face control board. As soon as the control rig is added, the animation resets. This happens because the rig overrides the existing animation. To fix this, let's delete the rig and add it again, but this time I will select the layered option from here. This allows the control rig to work as a layer on top of the existing animation so that we can make modifications without losing the original motion. So now we are ready to make changes to our animation using the face control board. This process might seem tedious and painful, at least that's what I thought. But once I started using it, I actually found it quite fun. Most of the heavy lifting is already handled by the performance editor.
Tunnel.
But if you're looking for more precise control, you will probably be using depth footage instead of just audio, pulling in facial data directly from your webcam or iPhone. So in practice, the amount of manual work here is actually pretty minimal. In today's demonstration, I just want to add a few blinks to the existing animation. It actually took me a bit of time to figure out which controls directly handle the opening and closing of the eyes. It's not just a single control, but a combination of few of them working together, as you can see over here. Once I added the keyframes where I wanted the eyes to be closed, I also needed to add corresponding keys for the eye open controls, both just before and right after the close position. This ensures that the full blink sequence feels natural and complete with a smooth transition from open to closed and back again.
You got injured playing as a psychotic killer doll.
Alright, so that looks perfect. Now we need to copy the blink sequence across the timeline to create multiple blinks. The easiest way to do this is to collapse the entire chain menu here. Once collapsed, you will see the combined blink keyframes grouped together. Simply copy this section, then paste it at different points in the timeline. So this copies all the keys for every control involved in the blink, so you get a complete synchronized blink each time. You're again seeing that the head is slightly detaching. That's because we have modified the existing animation for the face. But don't worry, when you apply this modified animation to the body as well, this is going to properly synchronize. So I will now bake the animation sequence from here. So let's save our modified animation. Alright, so finally in our face mesh, I will add the modified animation sequence, and I will also do the same for our body mesh.
Keep wiggling the mouse like that, and you'll get carpal tunnel.
Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be covering a lot more about my complete animation pipeline soon, since I am also working with iClone and Character Creator 5, and I am really curious to see how iClone characters can take advantage of the Metahuman facial animation workflow for equally realistic results. This project is also available on my Patreon page if you would like to explore the character animation assets and the sequences setup in detail.
You'll have to explain to a doctor.
And as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.